shocked.
Let's see. Just set up starboard quickly. And, alright. So here in game 2 of this best of 3 between Sasquatch and Og, we have our Protoss player spawning over on the right side of Newkirk City. It is Og.
And in the southwestern part of the city, spawning in the pink trunks from the Team Complexity, it is Sasquatch. Alright. So let me take this time right now to shout out the main sponsor of this tournament, Raptr.com, Raptr.com. If you haven't gone there yet, I suggest you do. They are an online gaming community that rewards you for playing video games. It is completely free to sign up, and it takes little to no time to do so. They have been putting on tournaments not just for the Masters player, not just for part of the Swarm, but also in Wings of Liberty. They sponsored a Good as Gold tournament a couple of weeks back, and it was awesome. Had a great time casting that with Rifkin. But you're here with Doom and Panda, and we are casting this tournament today, and we want all of you to go let Raptor know how much you appreciate the tournament and how much you're having, of course, with us as well. So you can do that on Twitter if you're into the social media stuff. You can follow them at RAPTR.
Yep.
You can follow both of us at BadFatPanda and at DoomSC2. And there's also some awesome prizes that are up on the line today.
Yeah, provided by two prize sponsors for this event are Astro Gaming. You can follow them on Twitter at Astro Gaming. They are sponsoring the winner's prize, or the actual finalist prize. They both get Astro A40 headsets. And Logitech not only giving away a couple mice, they are also giving the winner a awesome mechanical keyboard. So
yeah, and I mean it's cool to win money playing StarCraft, but I think it's even cooler to win these awesome prizes.
Yeah,
stuff you can take home, like
tangible. Yeah. Like you can hold money, yeah, but it's not the same. It's just not the same.
No, because you're just gonna waste it on something else.
Pretty much.
Yep.
It's just transferring hands temporarily.
Exactly. But today, our players are vying for the title. There's also a little bit of pride on the line. This is a pretty major Heart of the Swarm tournament, I would say. You know, it's invited to Masters and Grandmasters only. We have 32 players signed up, and we haven't actually seen a whole lot of Heart of the Swarm tournaments these days.
Yeah, the patches are just going by so fast. I don't think many people have really committed to taking the time to really invest and improve in Heart of the Swarm. But you can definitely see the effect that it has. Somebody who has experience playing this game versus people who are kind of just transferring over their mechanics and saying, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot, and if it doesn't work, then oops.
That's going to make a huge difference in what we see from our pro players, because in the start of Wings of Liberty, the baseline was completely zero. There was no one that knew what StarCraft 2 was going to feel like, what it was going to look like, and how everything was going to play out. But now that we have determined what the proper mechanics would be to win StarCraft not a daily basis, but on a tournament by tournament basis, and we've seen what the pro players are capable of accomplishing with their mechanics, it really has raised the bar. And the start of Heart of the Swarm is going to be a lot different than the start of Wings of Liberty.
Definitely.
It'll be, you know, we may not see every single player find success with Wings of Liberty, but we'll see new stars emerge, and we'll see the people who really have trained themselves to just get that maxed army and just go kill the opponent. Because that's really the goal of everything, isn't it, Panda?
In the end, yes. So we do actually have a Stargate coming down here for Og. I like this choice. This huge abyss area between the two, I guess, sets of bases is really easily traversed by Stargate units. I mean, Oracles, we've seen them be ridiculously effective here in that last match that we cast between Cold Flame and Quackers.
Yes. That was an intense one.
Yeah, that was a really good back and forth series.
Went to game 3.
Wow, and a fourth gas really, really early here from Og 2. Getting the Mothership port around the same time.
And it's going to be the OP Void Ray!
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's OP, but
it's pretty. Well, we've had Protoss players just tell us that it's OP after they've used it in games. So I think it's pretty good. The charge is actually permanent now. It does not need to charge up. They tweaked the numbers on it a little bit, obviously, so that it's not ridiculously imbalanced, but...
So what's the deal with that? Why would you not use it in charged mode? What's the drawback?
I don't really know.
Gonna have to see. This probe is gonna get picked off in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it looked like it derped a little bit. It was just kind of an AI fail. Stalker has 1 kill. Clearing the watchtowers, making sure that Zerg doesn't have any overlords or anything lying around that would be ripe for the picking.
So now I see what the drawback is for charging your Void Ray up. It has a cooldown. And it only lasts for 20 seconds, but the cooldown is for 52 seconds. So there's a 30-second period where you're not able to charge up again. Interesting. It gives you +6 damage versus armored units. So this also makes it situational.
You actually like the fact that it has an active, like a controlled active. Mothership core.
It just fires so fast.
Yeah.
That's an aggressive unit.
Yeah, I'm sure we're casting a PvT next in Yoigan versus 5-year-old, so...
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we'll see some offensive Mothership core pushes. It's not as common in PvZ, but there are definitely people using this for +1 timing with a bunch of Zealots.
Choice is going to be Hydralisk Den for Sasquatch? So he's mixing it up. We've pretty much only seen Muta out of him, but yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. It's going to completely shut down any type of air.
Wow, getting range immediately upon completing there.
That's going to help because on the way for Ag is a robotics bay. He's going for Colossus. If he doesn't go for Thermal Lance right away, the Hydra range could actually, pay off a little bit. But looking at the gas for Ag, that's there, but the minerals are not just there. But alright, Thermal Lance is started immediately and chrono boosted.
Nice. Yeah, he has an Immortal out, a couple of Void Rays. He's going to do really, really well against the Roaches, and the Colossal will just tear up the Hydras if he doesn't have any Corruptor support. So, it looks like Og is trying to go for a 3-base timing, which I like the positioning of the expansions on this map as a Protoss to try and expand in this little... I don't know, it's just a little square. I feel that it really favors Protoss play when you have very connected bases between them. Road speed about halfway, +1. Missile attacks getting underway, and even more Hydras. I think that Sasquatch is trying to hit a timing right before Thermal Lance finishes, and he might be successful, but the second Colossus and Thermal Lance are pretty close to completion, as well as these 3 cannons here at the natural. And the Mothership core, I mean, you can use, what is it? I've completely forgot the name of it. Photon Overcharge.
Yes.
And it makes the Nexus into a giant cannon, which is pretty good.
Well, it has insane range.
Yeah.
It's almost like thermal lance. We're gonna call it that for now.
All right.
It has it could probably hit those roaches that are trying to approach the ramp right now. That's how far it can attack.
Yeah.
It was blowing my mind yesterday. I was just kind of watching it, staring into space, but I like the choice to add the Twilight Council on. Not only that, enable +2, but Sasquatch.
Realizing what is there and does not want any part of that.
All right. Like I was saying, the Twilight Council. All right, it's going to unlock +2, but it's also going to unlock the Dark Shrine route. I think we're going to see the Dark Shrine a lot more now. That's 150, 150, and a couple of Archons mixed in this composition could do wonders for it. Sasquatch is pushing up the ramp, though. If he takes that Cybernetics core out, it could be a win, but the Colossus will push it back. All right.
And there you see the Photon Overcharge. Mothership core coming in too. Okay, force fields. Just trying to keep the units at bay, not necessarily trap any. And Og will defend this quite well. There's no fourth. This is really, really committed here by our Zerg player. He's getting a Spire too for some Corruptors.
That would help. He's got a much larger army supply than Og, but his worker supply is actually lower than the Protoss. And here he goes. He's going to move up into the natural. I just don't feel like he can actually do anything with this Panda. The composition just isn't going to be able to compete.
It's very difficult to engage this from the position that the Protoss holds too. Wow, the Overseer barely getting out of there with 5 HP. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see some Snoot drops. We just need mass Doom drop into the main. It'd be very risky at this point, though. You definitely need to take out the Colossus before you try and attempt something like that.
I think He's got to take a risk.
Yeah.
I think he's got to.
Yeah, I mean, econ-wise...
well, maybe not.
We have...
It's Heart of the Swarm. Who knows what you have to do.
Can't really call anything at face value anymore. Face value has indeed changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything is super discounted. But, I mean, because look, the Protoss player is going to take his 4th base roughly the same time with the Zerg. I mean, the Zerg's got his 3/4 the way up, but the Protoss has more probes to drones. So, although the Zerg player can make a bunch of drones with a large round of larva, the Protoss player is already in a position to evacuate drones from these mineral patches that are going down very, very quickly and just move them over to the 4th base when convenient. He'll keep a steady economy that way. But the Zerg player has been mining off of 3 bases, well, for much longer than the Protoss player, and is now running out of a lot of the minerals in the main. So maybe he'll just move them over there. I don't know. I guess the main worry right now for Sasquatch was the army composition. He's kind of evened it out by going for this large corruptor mix. And there are 11 corruptors now on the field, and +1 flyers attacks now on the way.
Wow, 3 Obies just completely free here in the middle of the map. And behind all of this, there is a warp prism on the field here for Og, positioned behind the fort that he does not know exists in the main base of his opponent.
I think did he just move it?
Oh, look how many corruptors are on the field right now, though. The stalker count is pretty high, and all these spines are just going down. This is a very nice timing for Og to hit. He is maxed.
The force fields are good. There's no zealots in this composition whatsoever. It's literally just stalkers, so the force fields can go ahead and do this. The spine callers may finish, though. Nope.
Sasquatch is trying to hold his position desperately, but his army, I mean, look at the ground army, it's almost non-existent at this point. No. Meanwhile, we have a bunch of units warped back here into the main base. And the layer might even fall. I mean, Hydra dead here, a Queen already is dead.
That's a lot of units to have to deal with. The Zealots aren't really being that effective there, but then in the middle of the map, everything is pushing forward. I mean, Sasquatch is torn between 2 areas right now. He's going to evacuate the main. He's just going to sacrifice everything there.
Remaxing on Lings now that the Colossi are dead. Yeah, he tries to get us around, but there's just too many units here from the Protoss player.
Just such good force fields there, zoning out the army of the Zerg. I mean, Sasquatch tried to switch it up this game, but just with the Colossus composition, just completely countered what he was doing. And Og has got 190 supply. There's the GG.
Yeah, he evens it up. All right, so we are going into Game 3 here in our first match of the day.
Cool. Winner of this will move on to the finals.